Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate this opportunity we have before us from Senator Conrad to take the taxpayer dollars that we were going to give to one of the most successful, prestigious companies in the state, if not the country, as she said, and give it back to the taxpayers instead. Money where your mouth is, colleagues. And I did have some remarks that I wanted to share on this measure, regardless of the time, that we find ourselves in this late night, in light of Union Pacific's support of Donald Trump and their increased support of him over the last year. Last Wednesday night here on a late night, I was talking to a colleague about some of the things your favorite guy, Donald Trump, said during his address to the nation last Wednesday that was ostensibly supposed to be about the war in Iran. And some of the things he said, which my colleague was in some disbelief about as I read him the quotes, quote, "When someone's nice to me, I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them." Or, "We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We're fighting wars. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare, Medicaid, Medicare, all these things." An opposition party, if one existed, could do a lot with that clip. He also said on Somali Americans in Minnesota, he said, quote, "They're low IQ. I can generalize. They're low IQ people. They're bad people." He later went on to say that Indianapolis is in Minnesota in this speech. He also said, on Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem as a king. Now they call me king, comparing himself to your Lord and Savior. Soon after his speech, his spiritual advisor, the televangelist Paula White, was on stage saying that Donald Trump is akin to Jesus Christ. She said, quote, "Because of his resurrection, you rose up. No one has paid the price like you have paid the price. It almost cost you your life. You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused," comparing the president to Jesus. And today, he said, with regard to Iran, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will." Colleagues, enough is enough. I think that Congress and the states have a responsibility to say something in opposition, to try to do something to stop the impulses of this narcissistic, violent, dangerous president. Members of Congress must call for impeachment and removal. Soldiers must resist unlawful orders. And every American who loves their country must speak out and say, finally, enough is enough. In a sane country, this man would be removed from office immediately. And it would have been a long time ago that that happened. The people of Iran and its history and its culture are not disposable. It's thousands of years old, and the entire world should be rallying to protect them. But why would we expect that when we see how the world has turned its back on Gaza, on the Congo, on Sudan, on countless humanitarian crises caused by the imperial capitalist greed that is coming directly from this country? Compare it to the inspiring message that Donald Trump shared on Easter morning. He said, "On Easter, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump." That was his inspiring Easter message for you. What's happening in the United States is the most shameful thing I have ever lived through. In the last 3 years, it has been a nightmare that has just kept getting worse and worse. The lack of resistance, the complete apathy, the failure of every politician and every institution to stop this. Donald Trump, a con man who raped his wife and said he would marry his daughter if she wasn't his daughter, is the logical consequence of a system that allows the world's greatest parasites to commit a genocide for the world to witness every day on their little phone, which has made us hard-hearted and apathetic and politically impotent. Think about what's going on in the state of humanity when in the span of 1 hour, a man vowed to reduce a nation to a crater, while his fellow citizens set eyes on lunar craters on the moon that had never been seen before by human eyes. Before the Artemis II crew lost contact with Earth, the last thing they said was, quote, "To all of you down there on Earth and around Earth, we love you from the moon."
Time, Senator. Thank you, Senator Hunt. Senator